You've been all over Missouri.
Mostly around the Kansas City area.
Yeah.
I haven't made it really to the central section or out east, but basically anything in the KC metro area. I'm trying to hit up anybody that wants to learn a little bit about mindset and help themselves improve in sports, life, and school. Yeah.
Nice. So mindsets, it's certainly growing. When you're going around, how many people have heard of you and are interested, maybe found you through referral, and how many are you catching for the first time?
It's funny. Most people, when I first ask them, they don't really know what I'm talking about until they're like, "Oh wait, you guys are on Instagram." And then the funny piece of it is a lot of people don't really know what we do. All they know, they think we just post up quotes or just little factoids about the mental aspect of the sport. And so when they hear that we actually have a program where we work with teams and individuals, they realize that this isn't something to just passively kind of consume on social media. It's a lot deeper, and really, if utilized correctly, with an athlete anywhere from probably 10 up or a team, it really helps them change how they go about school, how they go about sports, and really kind of build out themselves as a full individual.
Gotcha. So tell me how the program developed.
So, sports psychology has existed as a field for quite a while, but what a lot of athletes struggle with, I think, is to connect to the people that are sports psychologists. And so what we do at Wrestling Mindset is it's more of like for wrestlers by wrestlers, so that like it's a lot easier for us to relate to the athletes and to the teams, because we've been there too. We've wrestled at the national tournaments that they're going to be going to. We've wrestled the state tournament. We've been through the grind. We know what the sport's like. So it's a lot easier for us to connect, and that's always been my big focus when I was in education or now as a mindset coach, is without a significant relationship, there can be no significant learning. So we're really good at creating a relationship that revolves around the sport that then allows us to impact the individual in a much broader sense as a student, and as a person as they grow up into adulthood.
Mindset's moving into all these other disciplines. How similar do you find the program to be across the different disciplines?
Well, the principles that we utilize and the curriculum that we use for all individuals and teams is basically the same, but what we've done is we've brought in experts in other sports, whether it be golf or baseball or football or basketball or baseball, and had them help us make sure that our curriculum is more sports specific. Mm-hmm. So, the same way that coaching philosophies can go across from one sport to the next, our philosophies are able to transcend to different sports, but we also make sure they get in there specifically on what makes each sport difficult when it comes to the mental aspect. Wrestling in front of 10,000 people is one thing. It's a little bit different if you're on a football field and there's 11 people on your side. But like the principles that we utilize as far as preparing for adversity, how to build confidence, how to get extra motivated and keep yourself focused on your purpose are really the same. So we've made sure to make them sport specific, but we've been able to utilize our original curriculum across the board.
As you work with a team or get to know an individual, does anything change, or is it typically like, hey, these are the ideas that we've learned and we know, and this is how the program should be taught?
I would look at it the same way as you'd look at like wrestling technique. A program may have certain moves and positions that they really focus on, but each athlete and wrestler is going to bring something a little different to the table, and you have to coach an athlete a little bit more specifically. So really our curriculum is kind of the meat of the sandwich, but some people like mustard and some people like relish and some people like ketchup. So as we work with teams and individuals, it becomes much more specifically focused on them. And we're able to meet with coaching staffs and figure out exactly what it is that we can help them the best with. Some teams, they're on the top already. They're already winning state titles, going out to nationals, and having lots of kids place. And it's going to look a little bit different for them versus the team that's trying to build a culture. Maybe there's a new coach, maybe it's a new program, maybe there's a lot of younger athletes. And so we're able to kind of switch up exactly how we do it so that we can be more specific for each individual. And, like I said with relationships, when we work with individual athletes, the first thing our coaches do is assess, what is it that this athlete needs to grow in the most? And then we focus on hitting that first. So some kids, they have lots of confidence and they just they struggle to get aggressive on the mat. And so like they can know all the moves in the world, but they just don't always hit them. And so we can help them build that aggression For others, it's dealing with nerves before matches. I mean, it happens to all of us at different points. So we assess where the kids are at, and then we go after that specific need that they have.
Gotcha. So there's like an evaluation process.
Yes, there is an evaluation process. We start everybody out with.
And how's that work?
So basically, we have we have a checklist that our coaches go through with individuals, and based on where they rate themselves in different areas, we're able to kind of see where their need is, whether it's motivation, confidence, aggression, being able to relax under pressure, stay in the present moment.